بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Our second year, this is the winter semester, this is lesson 1, legal theory, usul al-fiqh, and we reached the topic of al-ilm al-ijmali, summary knowledge. Summary knowledge versus detailed knowledge. And tonight we will speak about dissolving the summary knowledge in hilal al-ilm al-ijmali. What does summary knowledge mean? Let's go back to it a little bit. Summary knowledge means that you know that ash-shari', which is the law provider, lawgiver, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, has decided, for instance, on a Friday, there is a prayers we have to do at a Friday noon. Now, is this prayers the noon prayers or the Jumu'ah prayers? There is a debate, because in the Holy Quran we read, إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع. O who you believe, when you hear the call for a Friday, on Friday, so leave your businesses and go for God's remembrance. واسعوا إلى ذكر الله. السلام عليكم. So here there is a debate. Some say that the wujub, meaning that the obligation is to do the Friday. Others, they say the obligation is not a Friday, it's dhuhr. So there is some commands. And we know there is definitely some sort of a prayers. But we don't know, because the summary knowledge means, summary knowledge, we gave an example of that in the past. Let me just remind ourselves of that example. That you have the news, someone told you that two brothers, they went to Hajj. But you don't know which brother went to Hajj. But you definitely know one of them did go to Hajj. But you don't know which one, A or B. So you have summary knowledge, not detailed knowledge. Summary knowledge that one of them have been to Hajj. But whether A, who has been to Hajj, or B. So part of the summary knowledge is assurance. You know, part of it is a clarity that someone has been to Hajj. The second part is obscurity. So summary knowledge consists of two parts. Okay? Part A and part B. Part A is clarity. Clarity means that you know for sure that one of them has been to Hajj. The obscurity, the second part of it, obscurity, you don't know. It's obscure. You don't know which one of them, whether A or B has been to Hajj. Okay? So here, let's go to Friday prayers. Friday prayers, you know that there is a call, the clarity part of it, the clear part of it, that there is wujub, there is an obligation, there is a prayers that has to be done. But the obscure part of it, the hidden part of it, is that we really don't know which one. Is it the dhuhr or the Jumu'ah, the Friday? Which one of them? So here, this is called summary knowledge. Detailed knowledge is what? What is detailed knowledge? Detailed knowledge, I know exactly, I know there is no obscurity there. The command is very clear. The wujub, the obligation is very clear to me. There is no hidden part. There is no obscure part in it. It's very crystal clear to me. That is called detailed knowledge. Alaykum as-salam. That is called detailed knowledge. Okay? So here, let's give another example. Can this summary knowledge be dissolved into detailed knowledge? Yes, it can. It can be dissolved. It can be clarified. So if it is clarified, we don't call it summary knowledge. What do we call it when it is clarified? Detailed. Detailed is the opposite of summary. Okay? Detailed is the opposite of summary knowledge. So, what is the detailed knowledge? Detailed knowledge, let me give you an example. That there are 2 cups. Bring me these. Imagine these are 2 cups. You know either both are najis, but you don't know which one. I mean, one of them is najis, okay? But you don't know which one of them. This is summary knowledge. This is summary knowledge because the problem is confined here between 2. Summary knowledge, part of it is what? Clarity. What is the clear part of it here? One of them. One of them. What is the obscure part? The hidden one? You don't know which one. But here it's confined. The problem is confined in this area. One of them is impure, contaminated. Okay? So here, if we know someone will come from outside, he says, listen, I know. I've been here. I know I'm going to tell you the answer. This one is contaminated. Okay? Here, when he tells me, because in the past, I would say either or. Either this one is najis or that one. When someone comes and tells me, no, listen, this one is najis, that one is not. I cannot use either or here. Yes? No more either or. Because now I know he pointed his finger at this. He gave me the details. He said this one is najis. So this is no longer summary knowledge. It becomes what? Detailed knowledge. Okay? It is dissolved. In hilalul ilm ijmali, the dissolving of the summary knowledge or the ambiguous knowledge, either summary or ambiguous, ijmali. Okay? So here, now if my knowledge was about both of them could be najis, contaminated. Also, this is called summary knowledge, both. But if someone comes and says, no, this one is definitely knowledge, I know. So when he says this one is definitely knowledge, this becomes what? Ahsant. This moves from summary into detailed.
Why we don't say certainty?
Maybe certainty, yes. Yeah, no problem. Maybe we can say, yeah. Certainty is something else. Detailed is al-ilm al-tafsili, not al-yaqini. There is difference between yaqeen, which is certainty, and tafsil, which is detailed. I would tell you later on the difference. There is a difference between them. So here, when he says, points at this, and he says, listen, this is najis. So I know this is detailed. Part of it becomes detailed knowledge. I know. How about this one? What do I call this one? The second one. No. Obscure. But then, is it certainty, qat', 100%, or doubt? It's doubt. It's doubt. The detailed is when I know with certainty. Somebody solves the problem for me, the mystery for me. He says, this is najis. That's it. But when it remains still obscure, okay, then I would still have doubt. I can't say 100%. If I say 100% this is qat', then this is not najis anymore. I have no problem. I have a problem because I have doubt. I have doubt that this has been contaminated too. but not certainty. I can't say 100% clean or 100% any clean. I have doubt. So the ilm, the summary knowledge or ambiguous knowledge, in this case, when I came, I had summary knowledge. Now when someone tells me, Arish walks into the room and he says, Sayyid, this one 100% is clean. Don't worry about it. So now I have detailed knowledge. The summary knowledge is broken, dissolved into what? Into detailed knowledge. Detailed knowledge and what else? No.
Oh.
Obscurity.
Doubt. Doubt. Okay? Doubt. Into doubt. But what sort of doubt? What sort of doubt? They call it الشك البدوي. الشك البدوي. And I will tell you what does that mean. Let me remove this now. So hopefully the camera would capture this so we don't need this anymore. Okay? It will dissolve into detailed knowledge and doubt. But the doubt, we have two types of doubts. One of them is called الشك البدوي. The initial, Badwi is not nomadic, huh? Is initial. Initial doubt. Initial doubt. What does initial doubt means? Initial doubt means you see this bottle. You develop some doubt because there were some kids here, others here, you know, let's say there was some wine, God forbid, next to it. You develop some doubt in your mind. Is this a clean? Let's say it's open, not closed. It's open, it's a glass. Is this a clean? Because there were some wine, other drinks, other people. So is this tahir or not tahir? You develop some doubt. In this case, what should you do? What is the practical stance vis-a-vis this, in regards to this? When you see a glass of water, okay? And you develop some doubt because there were some people they don't care about najis, clean, not clean, contaminated, not, halal, haram, they don't care. You start having some doubts. Should I drink this? I'm thirsty. Should I drink it or not? So this is called الشك البدوي. The initial doubt. The first doubt, if you will. Initial doubt means the first impression, the first doubt. So what should we do when we have initial doubt? What should we say in this case? Should we use precaution? We use the principle of caution, ihtiyat, or the principle of exemption, bara'ah. We say, no, I have no obligation. Which one? We studied this before.
We said there is a kind of debate, right, between...
There is a debate, but which opinion wins more more scholars and more, has more votes?
Yeah, the ihtiyat.
Not the ihtiyat, the exemption. The exemption. Because if I am supposed to avoid this, then when I go to the bathroom, when I go to a hotel, when I go into a car, when I sit in a bus, when I sit in an airplane, maybe the seat is najis. Maybe the faucet is najis. Maybe the bed is najis. Maybe this table is najis. Maybe this plate is... If you walk into a restaurant, whatever plate they give you, whether it's a food, glass of water, anything, if you say this is najis, if you develop doubt, and then the doubt tells you, listen, whenever you have doubt, avoid, then you cannot do anything. You have to stay at home, sit at home, don't go anywhere, don't eat anywhere, don't socialize, you know. But Sharia came to make life easy for us. Sharia says, listen, كل شيء لك طاهر. Everything for you is considered clean and pure unless you have knowledge, not you have doubt. Unless you have knowledge. Knowledge means certainty. Okay? But if you don't have knowledge, then you treat this as what? As clean. Okay? They are bringing me some water in a glass. Let's say I'm in an airplane, in a restaurant, in a hotel. If I say, well, maybe somebody else, he drank something with this, he did this, he touched this, his hand is not clean, then I cannot do anything. Sharia says in this case, use the principle of exemption. Bara'a. Bara'a means you are exempted. You have no obligation. So go ahead, drink it. Consider this to be clean. This is the meaning of Ash-Shakkul Badwi. Now, when we break this, dissolve the summary knowledge into two parts, the example that I gave, into detailed knowledge and then into doubt. But what sort of doubt is this? Is it the initial doubt or something else? Is this initial doubt?
Question.
Yes.
Okay, so we were going to break the summary knowledge
Into
the
yeah,
detailed.
yeah, exactly. Let me put it here. So summary knowledge, we're going to dissolve it into one part. Detailed knowledge. The second part is doubt. Doubt, okay?
So the water, when you had the two waters, you said one is clean for sure and one was not clean, or we're not sure about the second one?
We are not sure.
Or we're not sure.
We have summary knowledge that both, let's say, are contaminated. Okay? Both. Someone walks in, he says, hey, don't worry, this is clean. So now he broke the summary knowledge into two parts. One part is this, detailed. I know this is a clean. I have no problem with this. The second part is this. I still have doubt because he did not tell me both are clean. He said only this, not that one.
Right.
So this one is not solved yet. But should I treat this as an initial doubt or some sort of another doubt?
No.
Huh?
No, now that doubt is a little more stronger.
Why? Because this is not initial doubt. Initial doubt, when I walk into the room, I see some water, I have no idea, nobody said anything. While in this case, summary knowledge, someone said, listen, both of them or one of them or both of them are najis. Okay? Both of them. But then somebody cleared this one for me. He said, no, listen, I'm a witness, I know more. So have peace of mind, this is a clean. Then I have another problem with this. This is not like the initial doubt. Initial doubt is when you walk into this room, you see some water, nobody has told you anything about it. You develop the doubt that this could be najis. Sharia comes and says, no, don't assume automatically that it's najis unless someone tells you. If someone tells you, then you're going to have some summary knowledge here, but you don't have detailed knowledge. But if someone does not tell you, there is no summary knowledge. You treat this as initial doubt, and the solution for the initial doubt is what? Exemption. You have no obligation. You are under no obligation. Go ahead, because otherwise your life is going to be complicated. You're going to be crippled. You can't even do anything. You can't eat anything. You can't touch anything. Okay? So, but in this case, when we break it See, we break the summary knowledge into detailed. I solved the problem of this. But this problem is unsolved because somebody told me. Somebody told me. I've been told that there is some najasa here. So I have a previous knowledge. Okay? I have a previous knowledge. This is not doubt anymore. Some sort of knowledge, but it is not detailed. In this case, they say when you break the summary knowledge into detailed and doubt, this doubt is not the same like this one. It's not the initial doubt. So in the initial doubt, what do we do? Which principle we use? Bara'ah. Exactly. Exactly. You are following me very well. But in this one, do we use the same bara'ah? No. What do we use? What's the opposite of bara'ah? Ihtiyat. In this, we have to use ihtiyat. Thus, let me give you the example of Friday prayers, practical example. We know that there is some sort of a prayers wajib at noon on a Friday. But we don't know whether it's Salatul Jum'ah, if I pray Salatul Jum'ah or Salatul Dhuhr. I really don't know. There is debate. But this problem has been solved, by the way. Now it does not apply. This is maybe 30, 40 years ago. There was a debate whether the Shia should do the Friday prayers. Does it suffice if they do Friday prayers? Do they have to do Dhuhr or not? Because Imam is Ghaib, our Imam Wali al-Asr, Ajjalallahu Farajah. And there is a debate whether during the period of occultation, Ghaibah, should we do Jumu'ah or should we do Dhuhr? Big debate. I don't want to go into that. So some people would say, listen, you can do the Jumu'ah. Others would say, no, you can't do Jumu'ah, you have to do Dhuhr. Even now, you see some people, when we do Jumu'ah, they stand, they do Dhuhr after it, for ihtiyat. So, we know that we have to do our prayers. But is it Jumu'ah or is it Dhuhr? But definitely there is one. You cannot use, this is summary knowledge. With summary knowledge, can you use bara'ah? No, you can't. Because you know there is one type of wujub, but you don't know which one. Either or. Imagine, do you remember? Ilm al-Ijmali, summary knowledge. It tells you either this or that. Not both of them, either this or that. Okay? So we know we have to do either Jumu'ah or Dhuhr. But which one? I really don't know. I start having doubt. So can I drop both of them? No, I can't drop both of them. Can I drop both of them and say, no, none of one? No. I have to do one of them. I have to do one of them. In this case, if I get, we will get the detail. Let's say, if we dissolve the summary knowledge into detailed, it tells me the Salatul Jumu'ah is mandatory. If it tells me Salatul Jumu'ah is mandatory, in this case, then that's it. The problem is solved. But if really I don't have, and I'm going to have doubt, in that case people do Salatul Dhuhr. Are you with me? Because they have doubt. And this doubt is not an initial doubt, not a shakkul badawi. But this doubt comes from when you break this into two parts. That's the difference. Are you with me? Did you get the difference? Please, if not, ask me. Second time, third time, fourth time, keep asking me about this.
So Said, I guess the one question I do have, so if you are then under the principle of caution or ihtiyat there, then where does that doubt come into play? So it's no longer...
Now it's no longer. It used to be. And 30, 40 years ago, people would do sometimes Jumu'ah and Dhuhr. Now we know that when the circumstances are there, you are not under tyranny, because they used to say if you live under tyranny, you cannot. The speaker is not free to speak his mind in Salatul Jumu'ah. therefore it's not wajib. Things have changed now. Muslims have a freedom. Shias have a freedom. You can speak your mind in many countries. Okay? So now, Salatul Jumu'ah, when it becomes wajib, mandatory, you don't have to do Salatul Dhuhr. The scenario has changed. This is an old-fashioned example, which does not apply to today's rules. Now, let's go into another example. Another example is the usuliyun, the scholars, they say the hesitation between the minimum and the maximum. What does that mean? Hesitation between minimum and maximum. Let me write it down. Okay, and this is called دوران الأمر بين الأقل والأكثر. دوران الأمر, hesitation between the minimum and the what? The maximum. Okay. دوران الأمر بين الأقل. This is دوران, hesitation, دوران, and this is الأكثر. What does that mean? Let's say we know that the prayers has several components. Salat is not just one part. Salat is a compound action. What do we mean by compound action? It has been made of several parts, okay? Not just one part. We will study that today actually. After that in the fiqh class, arkanus salat, arkan. It has arkan, foundations. They all together, they make the prayers, salat. So let's say we know 9 parts of them. We know part number 1, number 2, which is the niyyah, takbiratul ihram, qiyam, ruku', sujood. But then, let's say one part we don't know. We don't know. This is the hesitation between minimum and maximum. We don't know whether it is 9 or 10. We don't know the prayers is composed of 9 sections or 10 sections. In this case, when there is no evidence for a jurist, what is the job of the jurist? Tell me. What is the job of the faqih? Jurist is what? What is his job? He deals with the Islamic laws, yes? And in order for him to give fatwa, he needs to prove the fatwa. Through what? What do we call it?
Evidence.
Exactly. Dalil. Dalil. He has to bring dalil. He does not bring it from his pocket. Okay? He brings it from dalil. What is the dalil? Quran or authentic hadith. So he has to bring evidence. Now, in case he searches for dalil, he could not find. Neither in the Quran nor in the hadith. He spends so much time researching, reading, trying to find, no clue. In this case, the second step. The first step is Quran and Sunnah. He tells you, listen, this is the dalil. I can show you the dalil. The evidence is here. Okay? In the Quran or the hadith of the Prophet or the Imams. Authentic hadith, not just any hadith. He could not find. Where is the second? What is his second tools? Huh?
Finding the common elements.
Exactly. Finding the common elements. He has to tell you. He has to tell you whether this is halal or haram. He cannot say, well, sorry, I can't, I give up. No, you are a faqih. You have been trained, you studied for many years to tell me the answer. Don't tell me I don't know. You have to tell me the hukm, okay? Aha. How does he do ijtihad? Just he says, okay, let me guess. He closes his mind and he says, A, B, C, D, O. Okay. He says this? No. This is not ijtihad. This is haram. This is forbidden. He cannot use his own taste or his own opinion. The opinion has to be supported. He cannot say, even when he tells you this is my opinion, he has a support. He has a support to back it up. To back it up, okay? Otherwise, if he gives a ruling with his own opinion, without any backup, without any support, he's committing a major sin. And he has been threatened by God many times in the Quran, in the Holy Quran. Those who speak on behalf of God and they have no evidence. Then there is a chastisement and punishment is waiting for them. So he has to back it up, okay? He has to back it up. Even when he says, this is my ijtihad. Ijtihad is backed up by evidence, not an empty ijtihad. It does not come from vacuum. Today we see some dangerous things happening. Some people say, I am mujtahid. And he gives an opinion, and when you tell him, okay, based on what? He doesn't know. This is not ijtihad. This is called nonsense. Not ijtihad. Okay? So, he has to specify al-mawqif al-amali, the practical stance or stand. Okay? To tell you either this is halal or haram. What are the examples of the practical stands? Give me one or two examples. We just mentioned a few minutes ago two of them, two principles. We just mentioned 10 minutes ago. Exactly. Asalatul bara'a. This is called practical. And tomorrow, next week, next lesson, we're going to study more and more of these practical stands. Okay? One of them is bara'a. And the bara'a comes from religion also. Religion says if you don't know for sure, then this is halal for you. Okay? So this is one of them. What is the second example? Exactly. These are some of the tools that he uses. But the stand is asalatul ihtiyat. Ihtiyat. Not just always bara'a. Sometimes you have to use precaution. Ihtiyat. These are practical stands. Because we don't have, if we have the evidence in the Quran and the Sunnah, we don't go to these. The turn does not come to these. Okay, the problem is solved. When we don't see evidence there, we resort to secondary tools. So what were the primary tools? Quran and Sunnah. You bring the evidence. If there is no primary tools, you go to the secondary tools, which is al-usul al-amaliyah. If you remember maybe lesson 7 or 8 when we started, it was al-usul al-amaliyah, the practical principles. Practical. These are the primary. These are not the primary. These are the secondary solutions, not the primary solutions. Okay. Now, here, if the hesitation is between 9 parts and 10 parts, okay, what do we do here? They say there are two answers. Ulama are divided into two groups. One group says we use the principle of what? Tell me, help me. Help me. Ihtiyat. Exactly. Caution. Why? Why we use ihtiyat?
You have detailed already, right? You have detailed.
Because it's summary knowledge. Summary. I know definitely 9 parts. Part of summary knowledge has how many parts? 2 parts. One of them is clarity. The second is doubt, obscurity. The clarity tells me, listen, 9 are guaranteed. These are guaranteed wajib. 9. But we come, so this is the clarity. This is the clarity section of it. We come to the obscure section, the doubtful section, about number 10. I don't know. Should I join number 10 to them, or I say no, number 10 is not part of them. So this is called summary knowledge, my friends. And in summary knowledge, what should we do? We read earlier. We put it here. Summary knowledge, when it is broken into detailed, and the second is doubt. But what sort of doubt is this? Is this doubt?
No.
Or another doubt? Another doubt. With this doubt, what do we do? Initial doubt. Exemption. With this one, which is dissolved, the result of dissolving is ihtiyat. So he says, the first group of scholars, they say, add number 10 to them as caution, ihtiyat. Yes.
So the summary knowledge, the clause of bara'ah can only come if it's in the state of summary knowledge.
No.
Is
No.
there- and then
No, summary knowledge, actually, when you have summary knowledge broken into two parts, you use not the initial doubt. You use this doubt, this type of doubt, and this one requires caution.
That's ihtiyat. But before you break them, before you break them into detailed and doubt, the initial doubt has to lie somewhere. Yani, is the initial doubt more?
It's not initial. See, what's the difference between initial? Initial, if you come to let's say, the prayers itself. Let's take the example. You don't know whether prayers is wajib or not. Okay? Take another example. Let's say you come, someone said you have to fast, let's say every beginning of every month, the first day of every month. And you go and you search, nothing in the Quran, nothing in the Sunnah, nothing in the tradition. Nothing tells you. No evidence. Now, do you have to fast here or not? Do you still have to fast? This is initial knowledge. You don't have, because there is no evidence. I can't do things without evidence. قُلْ هَاتُوا بُرْهَانَكُمْ. Nobody can come and tell me this is what. Bring me your evidence. Okay? So this is initial knowledge. But this example that we gave is different. This is the example of the prayers having 9 parts or 10 parts, hesitation between minimum and maximum. It means there is a law, but the law is not very clear. In the first example, there is no law. No law. So I can't do something when there is no law. When there is no command coming to me from God. I search for the command, I didn't find it, so I'm free. I'm under no obligation. With this one, no, it's different. There is a command, but the command revolves between 9 parts or 10 parts. So 9 parts are guaranteed. I'm going to do that. I have no problem with that. The discussion is around the 10th part. What should I do? So here the scholars have been divided into 2. One of them says, this is the breakup of a summary knowledge. And with the breakup, the ruling says, when you break the summary knowledge into 2 parts, this doubt, which is number 10, in this case, this is 9 parts. This is part number 10. You have to use caution. However, another group of scholars, they say it is here, we cannot call it summary knowledge. We cannot call it summary knowledge here because it's not summary knowledge. I know the prayers. God said the prayers is made of 9 parts. Part number 10, I apply this type of doubts, not this type of doubt. So it's not summary knowledge. I don't even call it summary knowledge. I don't. This is this dispute between them. The first group, they call it summary knowledge. Once they call it summary knowledge, they are in a problem. They get themselves in problem. So they have to deal with it in this formula. The second group, they said, no, it's not summary knowledge. It's not. I know the prayers is 9. Bring me an evidence, solid evidence to say it's 10.
The second group is saying it's detailed knowledge then.
It's detailed knowledge. أحسنت. أحسنت. It's not summary. Therefore, if someone says it has 10 parts or 11 or 12, I treat it with this formula. And then I apply what in this case? The principle of براءة, أصل البراءة. And the author, our author, Shahid Sadr, he says, I go with the second opinion. In this case, when it is hesitation between minimum and maximum, I grab the minimum and I release the maximum. I grab the 9 parts and I say 10 parts has no evidence. So I release myself. Okay?
Can you explain what you...
Hesitation.
So let's say there was 10 parts to the salah and you only know 9 parts. You're saying forget about the 10th part?
No, there is no evidence. We don't have an evidence to back up the 10th part. No hadith, no ayah, no tradition. Someone said, maybe this is part of the salat. I say, listen, don't tell me maybe. I need an evidence. Okay? Show me an evidence that this is part number 10. I will follow you. When there is no evidence, I am free. I am under no obligation. Okay? So I will dismiss this and then I will grab the minimum only, the minimum. So I'm not responsible for the maximum.
And what is that principle called?
Hesitation, دوران الأمر. Hesitation between the minimum and the maximum. دوران الأمر بين الأقل والأكثر. وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد.